Well done, guys. Well done. Well done.
May I request the following dignitaries to please join us for the presentation. Mrs. Meenakshi Lekhi, the Honorable Minister of State for Culture and External Affairs. Lieutenant Shashank Shekhar Mishra, Quartermaster General of the Indian Army, Vice President, Association, Chairman, Tournament Committee, please join us for the presentation.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, it was a big day for polo in Delhi, a big day for the entire Indian polo community, that a tournament this old, more than 100 years of history behind it, was celebrated by the championship match of the MP Cup Polo Championship. The entire Indian polo community is very excited and grateful for the presence of Mrs. Meenakshi Lekhi, our Honorable Minister of State for Culture and External Affairs, and we had a wonderful match. Let's have a round of applause for the two finalists, the champions, the winner Avion Achievers team scoring 11 goals, and the runners-up, the Sona Polo team scoring 9 goals. And of course, a round of applause for our injured polo player Abhimanyu Pathak, who could not complete the game, thanks to Gopal Vadara for pitching him. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we start the presentation, we'd like our chief guest to address the house. It is a big special moment for us because this is almost a secret in the world of sports. Why is polo an equestrian sport considered a special sport all over the world? Polo is played in 76 countries. In the Olympic broadcast also we made a point to mention, in the Olympics, it is only the equestrian sports and polo where men and women compete together with complete gender parity. If you have a lady player or a male player, doesn't matter. They can play together against each other. It's only their skill that matters. And we are very proud of this one unique fact about polo and equestrian sports. Men and women, all together. Male horses, female horses, all together. This is a sport which is proud to say we are completely gender neutral, and we love that fact. We would like you to please address the house.
Very much, Sharan. You've been a wonderful commentator, so I must thank you. Polo Master General and Army. We have the GOC also sitting here, General Mishra. We have. I must first thank all the members of the diplomatic corps who've chosen to spend the afternoon with us. I must thank my people who traveled all the way from Northeast, and the teams who chose to play today's match. Thank you all. Thank you very, very much. And wish to thank all the Sais who are the housekeepers, the crowd who made it possible to spend the afternoon, and to all my friends, excellencies, and ladies and gentlemen. I must say that this is a heritage sport which we are celebrating. And on an occasion when India is going to move just 2 or 3 days away from UNESCO Executive Board competition, we are contesting, and also for the World Heritage Committee. And on that eve, having a match like this, very few will know that Polo was, I don't know whether to use the word discovered or invented in India, originated in India. And Manipur is the place, and that is why the Northeast performances which we perform today before you. That is the reason that to show the diversity which we celebrate, the culture which we have, and sporting heritage which we continue to live. So this is one continuous civilization that is represented by India. Whether it's the colors, tangible or intangible heritage, it's the dance, music, clothes, jewelry, everywhere you'll see the difference, and we celebrate every difference and remain unified in our consciousness and thought. And that is what the army represents. So 61 cavalry showed the skills and the bravery which our mounted cavalry upholds. So thank you all. I must thank the Army Polo and Riding Club. I must thank the Polo Association of India, which has completed more than 100 years. And 100 years ago, this match was played on this very ground. And we've completed 100 years. So this is another heritage that we are celebrating. And when we say Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, I was genuinely going over the history of this country. That from the natives, the sport went to the imperialist power and then thus traveled the world. But it is the Manipur which has the oldest polo ground in the world. And Imphal is the place, and it is thereafter 1891-92 is the Calcutta Polo Ground, and 1861, and Delhi, it was 100 years ago, dot on around this day, and that is the ground we are on today. So that is the Indian heritage we are here to celebrate. So truly, I believe that as a culture minister, taking pride in my culture and taking my culture to all of everyone is part of my duty, and that onerous duty is what I'm trying to complete. With these words, thank you very, very much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you very much, ma'am. We'd now like to begin this presentation by inviting players of the winning team. For Vimal Area Achievers at number 1, we had Major Mrityunjay Singh Chauhan. I'd like to request Mrs. Meenakshi Lekhi, our chief guest, to please present a miniature trophy and a special gift. Kuldeep Singh Rathore. He is famously known as Kulsa. That's his polo nickname. Really, really fit young man. Kuldeep Singh Rathore did a lot of work for his team today. Daniel Otamendi. And playing as the back of the team, Juan Cruz Losada. I'd now like to request Lieutenant General Shashank Shekhar Mishra, Ati Vishesh Seva Medal, Vice President of the Indian Polo Association, to please present miniature trophies and gifts to players of the runners-up team. For Sona Polo, we had Siddhant Sharma. Siddhant is a member of the present national team, one of the hardest hitters of the polo ball in India. I let out a secret today. You know, when he was at school, he was a tennis player. So it was a big gain for Indian polo that Siddhant switched to polo. I'd now like to call Santiago Marambio. Santiago Marambio did so much of work. His incredible riding there, playing at the number 3 playmaker position. Abhimanyu Pathak. Abhimanyu is not here. I'm going to ask young Aryaman Bhaiya to receive a memento on his behalf. Abhimanyu Pathak could not continue because of the injury that he sustained. Mr. Dhrupal Godara. And finally, the captain and patron of the Sona Polo team, Mr. Sanjay Kapoor himself. I'd like to request General Mishra to please present a special memento to our medical officer on duty, Captain Devendra Kumar of the Army Base Hospital. Ladies and gentlemen, we are indeed grateful to the Army Medical Corps for providing medical cover all through the Delhi Polo season. The presence of a medical team and ambulance is mandatory for having a polo match. And now I'd like to request Mrs. Meenakshi Lekhi to please present mementos to our match officials, the 2 umpires. First up, Mr. Shamsher Ali. Mr. Nick Pepper. Mr. Nick Pepper is a professional umpire who has travelled all the way from United Kingdom to adjudicate matches here for the entire Delhi fall polo season. The match referee, Lieutenant Colonel Atul Gupta. Lieutenant Colonel Atul Gupta, the former officer from the 61st Cavalry. And now, ladies and gentlemen, there is a special award for our equine partners, the Best Polo Pony Award, and I'd like to request members of the media to please give some space, as we'd like to invite a fantastic horse called Legacy, owned and ridden by Mr. Sanjay Kapoor. Please. Ma'am, we'd like to request you to present. There is a cash award for 10,000 rupees for the groom and the horse helper, Shri Kapraj.
भाई थोड़ा सा पीछे पीछे हो जाएंगे संजय सर आप ऊपर जाके ले लो थोड़ा कौन जाना तो पकड़ रहा है संजय सर
There's a cash prize of 10,000 rupees for Shri Kapraj, who's the groom of this wonderful mare. Look at the presence and the calmness of this mare. Name is Legacy.
Yeah. And MP of the area, yeah.
Well, as you can see, a lot of planning has gone behind this jewel. Color matching also. Legacy gets a special horse blanket
रोज नहीं तो ना होगा पोलो का टाइम थैंक यू रोज बात से तो आगे खड़ा हुआ मैं 5 मिनट करूँगा
We now move on to the most valuable player award. So, ladies and gentlemen, as tradition here on every championship match, we make this question open to members of the audience. You heard a lot of names when the commentary was on, so I leave this to you to decide or even guess the name of the most valuable player. Remember, this is not the player who scored the maximum number of goals. This is the player who was the most valuable to his team in terms of tactical performance on the field. You got 5 seconds. And I can tell you won't find the answer on Google. We haven't told Google it yet. Any guesses? From the ranks. Juan Cruz Losada, playing at number 4 for the winning team. The most valuable player of the MP Cup Polo Championship. Please give a generous round of applause.
Thank you.
We now have a special prize for the leader of the trick riding team of the 61st Cavalry, Dafadar Muhammad Abrar. A special prize for the band major, Subedar Rajendra, military band from the Rajputana Rifles Regimental Center. And before we move on to the trophy, there's a very small memento for the commentator, yours truly, Sharad Saxena. Before we move on to the trophy, we'd like to call on an achiever from the 61st Cavalry, Reservedar Ajay Samant, who was presented the Arjun Award for excellence in equestrian sport. Ma'am, she is a gold medalist in the World 10 Pegging Championship, a world champion 10 pegger.
One more.
In the trick riding demonstration, the last twist in the tail, that was Ajay Samant sir. And now I'd like to request Mrs. Meenakshi Lekhi, the Honorable Minister of State for Culture and External Affairs, and Lieutenant General Shashank Shekhar Mishra, Vice President, Indian Polo Association, sir, could you please jointly present this grand trophy, the Maharaja Sir Pratap Singh Cup, to the champions, Vimal Arion Achievers. I'd like to request all the players, please step forward to receive the trophy. Just to clarify, you won the trophy, not the base, okay? That's too big.
White आएगा
Madam, something down. भाई साहब